and welcome back to my channel. It is me, Gigi, and I hope first off that you are having a wonderful day. I would like to thank you for joining me again for another video, or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the content. Today's topic we are going to be discussing is my journey from 225-ish pounds to current weight, which is 130. And mainly this video is just going to be focusing on what got me to 225 and what kept me at 225, or even just let me get to that point to begin with. So I'll start off by saying it's been very hard to get myself to a place where I was able to admit that at 225 I was unhappy. A lot of being that size, or even getting to that size, it was like lying got me there. And here's what I mean by lying. So the first thing is, originally, I'll say back in about 2018, I was down to 130. I was going to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, eating very healthy, exercise, just outdoors, really outgoing. And then I got into a relationship that was very, very food centered. For me, that means every date involved food. I was feeling sad, they would buy me food. If I was having a bad day, they would buy me food. If they wanted to surprise me, it was gonna be with food. Or if I asked, like, hey, can you go grab me a candy bar? Like, as I've said in the Peeps video, love chocolate. I love chocolate. Hey, can you grab me a chocolate bar? No, they were gonna buy me a big, like 10 pounds of sponge candy, or a couple of king size candy bars, or just stuff like that. And then instead of kind of sticking up for what I had been doing, which was, rationing what I eat of bad foods. And I know there's no bad foods, but you know what I mean. There's stuff you shouldn't be eating every day or all the time. Instead of being like, oh no, like I'm not gonna eat this, it will be like, well, since you bought it for me, I might as well eat all of that. And then mentally lying about how much I knew it was going to affect my weight. I'm a person, I can't say I gain so easily. I think what it is I didn't at the time understand maintenance calories change as you get smaller. Like currently, I think I calculated out, like, maintenance is between like 15 and 1700 depending on how active I am. I was, kind of in denial that, I can't eat all of what I want to eat and then expect to look the same month after month. Like, things are gonna stick to you. That's just how it works. So I was in denial about how much I was eating, how much I was going to affect me, about even when I was seeing the changes in my body, I was just kind of like ignoring it, like, it's not happening, that's not happening, because when I was 130 in 2018, that was me losing a lot of weight from my senior year of high school, where I finally got a job and I had my own money, and then it was like, I can eat whatever I want, I can buy it, I can eat it. Fun fact, I used to work at, I'll say, a place where a kid can be a kid, and because I worked there, it was a lot of eating pizzas that people ordered and then no longer wanted, or the candy behind the prize counter. Oh my gosh, the amount of Airheads and Tootsie Rolls I ate was crazy. And then, like, at the end of the night, there were certain things that needed to be thrown out. Yeah, throw it out into my mouth. I'll get rid of it for you. You don't even have to worry about taking it to the dumpster. It's alright. The really bad eating habits got me to not 225, but at that point, I think it was 190, because I remember I have a brother who's, I want to say he's 6'3", and we were in the kitchen, and my parents have a scale, and he stepped on it, and he was like 180, and I stepped on it, and I was 190, and he looked at me, he was like, yo, dude, aren't you like 5'7" and you're a woman? Like, why do you weigh more than me? And that kind of like shocked me, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe I do need to stop eating super crazy or giving into all my cravings. worked out, got my weight down to 130, was super proud of it, and then I just let that slip. It was between that, like working that job, and then not even eating the stuff on the job. Like I said, having the money to spend on whatever I wanted, I could eat. Like McDonald's in my household, that was like, we might get that 2-3 times a year. Like my parents, they were the, you want McDonald's, we have McDonald's at home family, and I hated it. And so when I finally had my own money, heck yeah, I was at McDonald's with my cheeseburgers and my McChickens and my nuggets, the frappes, that caramel frappe hated to see me coming because it was getting ate up. Amidst all of those bad eating habits, yeah, I got up to 190. That was probably by the end of, I'll say about 2017. And then that's when I buckled down, lost all the weight, got back down to 130, was doing good. Then got into the relationship, and I just ballooned up from there. It was really crazy, kind of fast progression. One thing that kind of let me mentally slip past it is it was the whole TikTok, the health at every size, and like the body liberation and love yourself how you are, which is awesome. Love yourself how you are, but also there's a point where you need to be like, it's not normal that I have to buy new jeans every 2-3 months, like, or I'm just gonna stick to leggings because it's getting too costly to keep replacing all my pants, stuff like that. It's just, they lulled me into like this sense of like, heck yeah, thick thigh saves lives, heck yeah, like curvier the better. Like it wasn't just like, oh, I'm getting fat, it's like, oh, I'm getting a fat ass. Like, who needs to watch what they're eating? Like, I'm getting thick. And then also, and I'm sure a lot of women of color especially can relate, but even now it's everyone, with the way the body standards have changed nowadays. It was the start of that BBL era of like everybody wanting that big butt, and it's like, as a black woman, it's like it's weird for you to be slim, to have like slim waist or hips, or your butt to not be like, you know, big and juicy. Especially in my family, I'm like, everybody would joke that it's like, they call it the curse in our family. It's like women hit their 20s or their 30s and then they all just get these big butts. Like my mom's butt is it's ridiculous, but she said it's always been like that, like since I was young. Even my mom, she was slim and she was just like, you know, you get this butt. So they were like, oh, that's just like the curse, it's the family curse that your butt's coming in. No, I had more gut than butt. Like what am I talking about? Who am I lying to? It was a lot of weight gain really fast, and that also kind of helped me not realize how much I gained, because it was almost like my brain couldn't comprehend that I could gain that much. I gained about 100 pounds, like 90-ish pounds in like 2 years. Yeah, so it went really fast, and I was very much in denial. And TikTok kind of helped me stay in denial, or at least be okay with the fact that I had gained that much. Listening to the whole like, it's your genes, it's your genetics, it's in your DNA. Like, no, dummy, DNA like donuts, nachos, and apple pie, because that's all you were eating. I swear, those little apple pie pockets, I would eat so many of those. And then it's like, after this past 2-ish years of me being on a weight journey, I started, you know, you look at labels, nutrition labels more. I never realized those things were like 400 calories each. I used to eat like 2 or 3. I used to eat like 2 or 3 of those. So yeah, the nachos, the loaded nachos from Taco Bell, I would get 2 of them. So like, it's crazy. And I'll let that segue me into the next thing, that the lies was how much I was eating. I was lying about how much I was eating, not just to myself, but to my partner at the time as well. I had a job that I worked from home. So he would leave for work. That was like, all right, let me take out my phone. Let me start ordering my DoorDash. My DoorDash orders were crazy. My DoorDash orders were crazy. I'm not even exaggerating. I would spend between either $40 to like $100 a day on DoorDash, and like not even just DoorDash, like I'd go to like the drive-thru. The only thing that stopped me from going to the drive-thru after a minute was that my driver's side window broke, so it couldn't roll down, and I was too embarrassed to go inside to pick up my order. So if it couldn't get delivered, I wasn't gonna get it. No way I'm walking in there and getting my 3 double cheeseburgers, my 2 chicken sandwiches, my 6-piece nugget with barbecue sauce, my vanilla shake and my chocolate shake, and my 2 apple pies. I was not, I know. And I might get 2 sodas with that too. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not exaggerating at all. That would be so crazy. But like for breakfast, like when he left for work and I was working from home, I'd wake up, go on DoorDash, and I would order either like Starbucks or McDonald's or both. Or both. Listen to that. Or both. Like, and then I would stuff like one bag inside the other bag and like ball it up as much as possible. Like, I would stand on it to compress it down, and then go to the trash can and like shove it down beneath whatever else was in there. And then I hope that he didn't notice that I'd eaten that stuff. But I would get like honestly maybe a day and a half's worth of calories just in like my breakfast alone. Like I would get 2 frappes, chocolate or the mocha and the caramel. I would get like 2 breakfast burritos. I would get the McGriddle, 2 hash browns. I know I'd get some more. I'd get the orange juice, even though the orange juice is nasty. I don't know why that orange juice tastes like that. But I would order all of that and then order like more McDonald's or Taco Bell for lunch. But it's like Taco Bell or McDonald's isn't the problem, it's the quantity of it I was getting. So like especially Taco Bell, I put down a lot of Taco Bell. I would get like 2 of the loaded nachos and then the plain chips with the cheese, and then I would get like 2 or 3 Doritos tacos and 2 or 3 soft shell tacos and a crunch wrap and a Fritos burrito, and like a crunch, like a gordita crunch. And this is one meal. This is lunch. And then I'd get how they have the frozen drinks there. I would get like 2 of those and an actual soda. The one thing I did stop getting because it was just so sugary, it would mess with my teeth. The Cinnabon, those little bites. Oh my gosh, I used to get those, and then I would get like I can't remember what it was, like a 12-pack or something. I would get those and I would put them in a baking dish and I would dump chocolate chips on top of it and put it in the oven. On top of that, I would cook dinner for me and my partner at the time. After I ate that dinner, I might just go for a ride to McDonald's because I want another cheeseburger, another fry or 2 fries, because you gotta have fries to put on the burgers, and you have to have fries to enjoy as fries. Me and Wendy's, that was a tough breakup. Me and those cheesy fries and those Frosties, I had to give those up because like I said, I was lying about how much I was eating, just to the people around me so that I could get more food. Because if you knew I ate already, you wouldn't offer to get me more food. Like, past that, like the negative side, which is, not as funny, but I was lying about how much it affected me as a person. So like I said, when I was 130 in 2018, I was going on hikes and walks with my sister all the time. We'd go find a national park and go walk the park, find new trails, or go walk by the lake, stuff like that. Just always going outside. We'd set up dates to go to the park and set up the volleyball net or the badminton net, play badminton, or have a picnic with my mom and my family, like stuff like that. I was just always getting out, always trying to look for something new. And little by little, I just didn't want to do that anymore. I got really depressed, really depressed. And I remember my doctor saying, that some hormones are fat activated, right? And like the more body fat you have, the more these hormones are basically going haywire in your body, and that's why like you're constantly depressed. Like your body doesn't know what to do; it's confused. And when she said that, I got so offended. Um, I was just really upset. Like, why would you ever say that me gaining all this weight? Like, I wanted any other solution other than like, hey, just cut how much you're eating. You know, increase your exercise. I didn't want to do that, and it's like I knew my lifestyle had changed drastically, and yet I still didn't think it had anything to do with that. It definitely affected me a lot mentally, my mental health. I think not only just hormonally with that, physically within my body affecting me and making me depressed, but I hate it. I hated what I was doing to myself. I only found like joy in eating. I didn't even like my relationship anymore, and so I think that kind of made me cling closer to food because it was a comfort. I had no comfort in my relationship. Like I didn't want to be there. I was gonna get food and eat in my car, as a distraction basically. And that just wasn't the way to handle that. But you know, you live and you learn. Yeah, I was disappointed in myself because prior to that, I had gotten down to that 130 from like gaining weight in high school and at my job, and I was proud of myself. And then I let that all go, and it is on me. Accountability is on me. Nobody told me to eat. No, I could have said no to like going out and eating all the time, which is something I'd stop myself from going. I ate out, but like with him, it was at least once a day. Yeah, anytime I wanted to spend time together, it was, well, let's go get food. Like that was the only time we could really do anything. It was food or naps. That's what he had to offer. He wanted food or you want to take a nap. I'm really disappointed in myself for letting myself slip that far. And then like physically, I would look in the mirror and be like grossed out. Honestly, I would look at myself in the mirror and I just found myself disgusting. I look crazy. I look ridiculous. That like really fed into my depression. Yeah, that definitely really fed into my depression to make things worse. But like I said, you live, you learn, and I think it was a lesson hard learned for me. Another thing I would lie about is exercising. I would exercise, but like, oh, I'm gonna lift weights. But lifting weights is, I'm gonna sit on the couch and, alright, let's go through my phone. Oh yeah, sure, Leah. That was 10 minutes. Yep. Exercise. I exercised today. 10 minutes. Let me go post on social media about how I exercised today. No, you didn't. What did you burn? You didn't burn anything. You didn't burn any calories. Like, who are you lying to? And that's the whole thing. It's like you lie to the public, but like you're lying to yourself. That's really the only person it affects when you lie on stuff like that, is lying to you. Like, you're lying to yourself. Like everybody else, they can see, hey, you're bigger than you were last time I saw you. You said you were exercising. You said you were eating healthy. What happened? Like, you can lie, but it's gonna present itself. Like, what you do, it presents itself. Like, you're gonna see the outcome if you're working or if you're not. It was just a lot of not being honest with myself, with where I was heading. Honestly, I'm not sure if I ever would have pulled out of it had it not been for the big thing. I would not have pulled out of it because I'd gotten told by my doctor at a point, maybe 3 months prior to me losing weight, my doctor told me, hey, I was doing your blood work, or I was looking at your blood work, and it said you're pre-diabetic. Like, if you don't get it together, if you don't stop eating crazy, you're gonna develop diabetes. And I was just like, well, whatever. Like, even if my blood work says I'm pre-diabetic, TikTok says it's not that serious. They say that doctors fearmonger. They just want you to be scared that you can be skinny. That's all they want you to do is be skinny. And I don't want to do that, so I don't want to do the work. So no, I'm fine. But the thing that really got me to actually change was in February of 2023, my brother passed away. And at the time, when we found out he passed away, we didn't know how he died. And then they did the autopsy, or the medical exam, And that's when they told us he passed away from diabetes. He developed diabetes, he hadn't known it, and continued eating the way he was eating. And this is a guy, he'd gotten really, really fit at one point. I'm like, real. I'm not talking like, oh, he's like, no, he had like an 8-pack. Like, he was so ripped, and I'm not sure what happened. I'll never get to ask him what happened, but yeah, he ended up gaining a whole bunch of weight after that fact, and just wasn't living the healthiest life in terms of his eating, and it caught up to him. He didn't even know, like, I don't think his medical paperwork, he had been diagnosed with diabetes. He didn't know. He just developed it, went to diabetic coma, and I don't have my big brother anymore, which really sucks. But you know, it was the wake-up call I needed to understand that all of the haze and the body positivity and the body liberation, fat liberation, all of that was nonsense. It was nonsense. It's nonsense to help you cope with the fact that you let yourself slip to a point that you're searching online for people to validate your bad choices and to tell you that the body aches you have or that it's fine, that the depression you have. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it affects everything you do. Yeah, my brother passing away was what when we got the diagnosis of diabetes, and my brain was like, hey, remember when the doctor said you're pre-diabetic? I immediately changed my eating. I started fasting. I started doing intermittent fasting. I would give myself like a 4-hour eating window. I went from laying in bed all day eating nonsense 3-4 times a day to I was done with the fast food. I started doing 10,000 steps a day. It was like 10,000 steps, or I had to burn 400 calories. You had to pick one. Drinking lots of water. Like I cut out, I won't say I cut out all soda. I mainly drink full sugar soda. It was either diet, zero sugar, or water. His death really, showed me that you can't joke around with your health. As much as you want to put your fingers in your ear and la 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 la, I'm not trying to hear it. That's not how it works. That's not how life works. And that's what it is. A lot of the haze, I swear, I don't want to do the work. It's effort. It is effort. I wake up, today I woke up at 5 a.m. I went to 6 a.m. hot yoga, came home, and then I started my day so I can get ready for work and be at work on time. Like, but that's what it takes to take care of yourself sometimes. That's what it is. And it's hard, but now I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I get upset when I'm like, I can't go to my 6 a.m. class tomorrow. Are you kidding me? But that's what it takes. And a lot of people don't want to put in that effort. They don't want to wake up early. They don't want to change their diet. No, a lot of people, you don't want to give it up. You don't want to admit to yourself that I'm eating for 2-3 people, or I'm eating 2 or 3 days worth of food. You don't want to admit it. So instead, you go on TikTok and you have somebody tell you you're beautiful the way you are. You don't have to lose weight to be beautiful. You don't have to forget what they say. That's when it was okay to listen to with the you're beautiful the way you are, but then it turned into obesity has no negative effects. Tell that to my brother. Let me call him up. Hey, you don't have to be dead anymore. Being fat doesn't have any consequences. Like, you know how much I would love to do that. But that's not the truth of the matter. That's just how things are. But I'm thankful every day that I took his death as a lesson. It definitely has helped me improve my life, and every day I think about the things I do in honor of him. Keep going to my workout classes in honor of him. Like, I didn't want to go to these workout classes. I hate being around people, and I prefer to work out at home, but also I know I slack off when I work out at home. I get distracted by my phone, or you halfway do it, or you halfway hold the pose. When I go to yoga, I know that if I'm slacking off, I'm gonna look bad in front of other people, so no, I gotta get together. I gotta do it. No, it's definitely been a journey of learning to stop lying about all of it, about how much I hate how I look, about how much I'm not trying, about being unhappy. And it's like, I know I could learn to love myself at that size, but it's like I didn't want to, and instead I chose to hate myself. That made me more depressed. And it's like when I chose to love my body at 225, it was like, I love my body so much. I don't want to be at 225 anymore. I want to be able to go for a 2-hour hike with my sister and it still feel good enough to say, let's go down to the beach maybe. I wanted to be able to work through all of that. Once I got to that point of saying I want better for myself, everything came easier. It's always been easier to make the better choice, and it's like you get proud of yourself for making those decisions. I get proud of myself every time I wake up before the sun rises to head out to go to Pilates or to go out to yoga. Every time I go and I push through that ache, that muscle ache, and I hold that pose or I learn a new pose, or every time I prove myself capable, and it makes me want to do more. It makes me want to push myself more, and it makes me want to even improve things for, like, I'm so on my mom about her eating and exercise. She calls me a drill sergeant because I'm just like, go get on the treadmill. I'll text her in the middle of the day, like, go get on the treadmill for 15 minutes. And she's like, really? It's the middle of the day. And I'm like, yeah, perfect time. I know you're not doing anything right now. And that's the thing she hates, because I know her schedule approximately. But I'll be like, I know you're not doing anything right now. So yeah, go, get on it. And let me know when you're done. Even now, as she said, she's gotten almost addicted to that feeling of, oh, I can't believe I did that. And now she goes to like aerobics and Pilates, and she's learning to swim. My mom's learning to swim, and she's not a young lady. As much as she would be mad at me for saying that, I mean, she knows she's not like in her 40s or something. No, she's doing it, but she's doing it in spite of the fact that there's people who don't want her to, or thinks that it's ridiculous for a woman her age to go out, and now you want to be in fitness. Heck yeah, get into it. It's never too late. In a way, it sounds crazy to say, but my brother's death has been an inspiration for my life. And it's like every day I'm like, heck yeah, he'd be proud of you. You'd be so proud of you for doing what you did. Like, I look great. I lost all that weight. Even though I remember there was a point when I first changed my lifestyle, and I think this is something a lot of people get discouraged with. You don't see the results you want right away. And so you're like, this is a bunch of nonsense. Like, I changed my diet and my exercise, but this is nonsense. Like, I still don't look the way I want to look. And instead of allowing myself to take that kind of negativity, it just say, you know, screw it, I'm going back to doing what I was doing before, because it's obviously not working, it's not worth it. I pushed through it because I just didn't want to be miserable anymore. I just wanted better for myself. I just didn't want to sit there, and it's like every day you waste, it's a day you could have done something to change it, and it's like every day it's a little stone. All those stones add up. You put down a little brick. You can't stop building a house halfway through because you don't have the house you want right now. Like, yeah, okay, of course you gotta build it. Like, you gotta put in work. It takes blood, sweat, and tears. At the end of all of that, his death definitely hurt. And it's sad to say that's what it took for me to realize. And even my sister says, yeah, that shook me too. It took that for me to realize health isn't a joke. You've gotta do for yourself. You've gotta push through that. This feels stupid. Like, I never thought I was gonna get back down to this size. I thought maybe like 175. I just wanted to get down to a reasonable weight. And then now, no, I want to gain strength. Like, I want to be strong. I want to gain flexibility. I don't know. I want to do more. And every time you push yourself further, your brain is like, heck yeah, now what more can we do on top of that? How it's like you're trying to one up yourself, and it's like staying consistent. You can't give up. You have to be truthful. Stop lying to yourself. Stop saying I only ate 1,800 calories today. You know you walked by that M&M jar 15 times and you took a handful each time. How many M&Ms did you eat? How many M&Ms did you eat? Huh? That's something I was guilty of. I'm eating healthy, but I'm not. But you also went up to the ice cream pint. You went up to the pint of ice cream with a spoon 4 times today and dug through half of it. And a quarter of that is 500 calories. So you ate half of that. You ate 1,000 calories. Moral of the whole video: don't lie because you're just lying to yourself. You're just setting yourself up for failure, for disappointment, for heartache. You're telling yourself you're putting in the work that you're not actually putting in. Or you might be putting in the work physically, but you cannot outrun a bad diet. You can't. It's not possible. And the sooner you're truthful with what you're doing, about where you are, about what you want, you're one step closer to getting to your goal. All right, guys, so I'm pretty sure I rambled a lot, and there are going to be some things in this video that I will get further in depth into in other videos, but this is just kind of the baseline of what got me to 225, what kept me there for about 2-3 years, and then I guess in the end, what kind of shook me into changing my lifestyle and getting me to where I am now and moving towards the future that I want. Now that we've reached the end of the video, I would like to thank you again for watching, giving me some of your time, letting my voice serenade your ears. Does it sound good? Does it sound good in your ears? Yeah, Gigi loves taking accountability for her actions. Gigi loves moving forward despite the things you might have done in the past, because your past doesn't define you. And most of all, Gigi loves you. Bye, babes.